Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a subscriber requested video on my thoughts with the connection between spirit and objects. This came about when I was talking about my Kangling, and Kangling is this, it's a trumpet made out of a human femur. It's a practice that's not done anymore, obviously, but it's it brought up a few things where people were like, what do people mean when spirit is attached to this or that? Does it mean that things are eternally chained to something? They're forever meant to roam the earth, and it also brings up other topics of like, graveyards. Does that mean that the spirits are chained to their bodies still somehow and that they're just roaming the graveyard? So this is my own personal opinion and thoughts, and I welcome other thoughts and opinions down below in the comments because I think that it's great. The more that we discuss these things and look at a variety of viewpoints, the better. It helps to expand our own understanding of things. Okay, so I have here actually my auntie's ring, and my aunt passed away a few years ago, and one of my favorite aunts, and I do feel like her energy is connected to this ring. Do I feel like my aunt's spirit is forever chained to this ring? No, I don't believe so. This is the way I feel that spirit connects itself to certain things. As human beings, we're energetic, right? Inside of our human bodies, we have these energy bodies. Once we shed our human form, we just become pure energy. Energy doesn't have a form. The only reason we have form right now is because it's contained within a vessel. It's kind of like pouring cupcake batter into a cupcake mold. It only retains that shape because it's within that mold. Take the mold away and the cupcake batter can be anything it wants to be, right? Same thing with our spirit. Because we are energetic and we leave energetic signatures. If you've ever heard of people talking about, entering a room and the room feels a little off, because the people in the room are all very angry, or the people in the room are all very happy, and we tend to pick up on those feelings, and it's because they're putting out an energy signature. They're oftentimes in places that people say are haunted. They'll walk into a place and it just feels like there's residual anger, residual joy, residual love or happiness in a particular room, and it's because we as humans have left that signature. If somebody was in let's say some horrific event happened, it left an imprint on that place. Does that mean every soul that was involved in that horrific event is chained to that one place? No, in my opinion, no, it does not. It's just that the energy was so intense, emotion carries energy with it, that they left like a little piece of themselves behind, or at least a little piece of that emotional energy behind. Okay, so moving forward then, when it comes to objects like, let's say, rings, necklaces, houses, things like that, if it's something that we were really connected to in life, like let's say my aunt's ring, like she really loved this ring. I remember her wearing it on her ring finger, for a very long time. I can tap into it as a medium. I can tap into it and I can feel my aunt's energy, but I don't feel that this ring is my aunt. I feel like whatever energy signature she left on here, hence the emotional energy, I can tap into that. I could also use it as a way to connect to her, because I'm tapping into something that she really loved. It's kind of like there's still a piece of her emotion here, so I can tap into it and be like, hey, Auntie Caroline, want to talk to you. And it's almost like her being able to come in a lot easier because she's reconnecting to a piece of her energy that's left here. And I believe we have energy all over the place, so there's literally pieces of us, like almost infinite amount of pieces of us everywhere. And so I think it's easier for a spirit to lock on to their former energy, or an energy, a piece of themselves that they left behind, come in and communicate. Now in the Kongling that I have, the human femur, I don't believe that the person that once belonged to is forever chained to that human femur. I feel that because it was actually a piece of them, it's actually their bone, they left an energetic imprint, because they once inhabited that vessel. And so calling upon them is a lot easier because they can come back to that energy signature. For graveyards, often people think that, graveyards are full of ghosts. And I don't believe that it's people are chained to their bodies. Since we're energy as well, when we enter the graveyard to pay our respects, energies that wish to communicate with us for whatever reason it may be, can sense that there's a different type of energy entering a certain space. And our energy might be a little bit different because we're inhabiting a vessel. And so they might be able to tap in, and this is all just kind of just my guesstimation from my point of view, just working with spirit, is that they are able to sense our presence. They create a portal, come through, come to speak to us or say hello, or whatever it may be, especially if let's say I'm sitting in front of the grave of my grandfather and I'm really thinking about him, I'm thinking about the good times, I'm kind of talking to him in my head or out loud, and he recognizes my signature, comes in through his spirit portal, because I believe they're all in various dimensions, so they have to kind of create a portal to come through to our dimension, and they may not be fully through, they may kind of reside in various levels, but as he comes through to connect to me, to speak to me, and it's not because he is tied to his body, it's because I'm there, and he recognizes my energy signature, so he wants to speak to me, and then I connect to my grandfather that way. Or maybe he doesn't speak at all, but I can feel his presence. And so it doesn't mean that there's all these ghosts wandering graveyards. No, it's because they sense our energy, and then that's why spirits pop up. It's not like they're there with us not being there. I feel like they're just kind of, out and about. Maybe they pop in and out of dimensions or portals, Are there spirits that I feel that are anchored to this particular dimension, our world? Yes, I do. For whatever reason, maybe they don't feel that they can move on. Maybe they have too much tie to their human form and haven't quite understood that they have shed that human form. And so it's kind of like they're between worlds. They haven't fully crossed over to the other side. So a big portion of them is here. But in general, I feel that spirits are not chained here, but they can come through here. And because they are infinite energy, they belong to source energy, as we all do, everything in this world, universes upon universes are all kind of connected to this source energy, that we can be, once we shed this body, we can be anywhere at once. And we could spread ourselves as many places at once, and that actually kind of leads into, this is kind of like a big topic then, this kind of leads into, the soul being several times at once. So what do I mean is that as I'm sitting here speaking to my camera, part of my energy, my soul is in this vessel. But because my energy is infinite, I believe that my energy may have split itself and is inhabiting other vessels, possibly at the same time I'm in this one. Who knows? Maybe I'm a 70-year-old man right now as well, but I have a completely different outlook on life because I'm trying to learn from this planet from different viewpoints. So I'm learning through the viewpoint of me, Tara, and I'm also learning through the viewpoint of this guy named Dan, or I'm also learning through the viewpoint, so like my soul is in a few different bodies, but my soul is also in my quote unquote past lives, which I believe are still happening because in essence there is no time, as well as my future lives. I'm there as well, and it's not like, I can, it's not finite. Like I don't have a finite amount of energy where I could take a little piece here, a little piece there, and oops, I've run out of pieces. Energy is infinite. And so I can be many time periods at once happening at the same time, as well as I can inhabit many bodies right now at the same time. At least that's, again, my opinion. And so that's what I mean by energy is freaking everywhere. You know, all the things that I love and I'm really attached to, like, you know, some of my things in the apartment that I use all the time, I have a great attachment to it. I believe I'm already leaving a signature on those things. And so I can, you know, once I shed this form, come back and revisit those things if I wish, because I'm basically just revisiting my energy. You guys may have different viewpoints on this, and I'd be happy to hear about them, but that's just kind of been my conclusions, things I've come up with through my experiences, again, working with spirit, working through meditation, that, you know, when spirit is connected to something, they're really just latching on a former energy signature, a former piece of their energy or emotional energy, a physical energy, whatever it may have been. We leave it everywhere. I believe a piece of me was left in my old home, you know, that I grew up in, because there were some intense emotions in that old home. So I know for sure that those emotions are still there. So in essence, a piece of me is still there. A piece of my parents are still there. A piece of my brother is still there. And I know that when I cross over, I can come back to all of these things, all of these places, the people. If they're still alive, I can reconnect myself to them, because I mean, we're technically all connected anyway. It just may not seem so when we are in a mold, when we're in a vessel. So yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't expect this video to be as long, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that with, you know, objects, and, you know, that things aren't just hanging around chained to it like a ball and chain, you know. That it's just really a piece of energy that's vibrating still on this object. And also, like, when people create things with their hands, they're leaving, in essence, a piece of them, which is why they say, you know, when you get something from the mail or a manufacturer, make sure that you cleanse it, you know, things like that. And I don't think you can completely eradicate maybe the energy that's on it, but you can add a stronger energy frequency, which would be your energy to a particular object, especially if you're using it for magical workings. But yeah, I think that's it. And for some reason, I was also thinking about, before I made this video, like dinosaurs, because people were talking about dinosaurs. Like, you know, they said, you know, this earth itself, you know, is pretty old. And so why isn't that people aren't picking up on more dinosaur energy? And there have been instances of people picking up on the energy, and I have picked up on the energy as well. And it's because that, like I said, everything that inhabited this plane of existence for its schooling, you know, because I believe there's many dimensions, many worlds, many universes, and maybe not all residing within this 3D existence. But things are all on different levels. So when things cross over or decide to go wherever it is that they decide to go, different dimensions, different portals, that they, like, everything that was in this world doesn't have to stay chained to this world. They can move through different dimensions. They can go to the different variations of versions of Earth, you know? So that's why I don't feel like it's crowded with spirit energy here. Like, it's crowded with all the people that have ever lived, all the animals that have ever lived, all the dinosaurs that used to live, and things like that, is because they're not chained to a 3D existence, you know, and energy is infinite. So they're not chained to this world. They can be wherever it is they want to be. They can reside in multiple dimensions if they want to. They can inhabit different forms if they want to. And so whenever anything wants to come down and lower their vibration to our world, they can do that if they want to. But I believe that it's very hard for some energies to do that, and that's why everybody doesn't stick around. But anyway, again, like I said, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, because otherwise I'm just going off on a tangent about like everything, about how like spirit connects itself to stuff. But like I said, it's just my opinion, my point of view, and I welcome other points of view. Please, you know, in the comment section down below, and everybody, please read people's comments too, and look at all those different viewpoints, so that we can try to have a better understanding of our energy and appreciation for our time here on earth. We were granted this wonderful opportunity to come here and learn. So let's take that opportunity. Let's make the best of it. And yes, I know that, life isn't without its difficulties, but in that we learn things too. And we can't let those things keep us from living a beautiful, wonderful life and doing good for others, because in that there's also a lesson. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. If you dug this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And like I said, I welcome all thoughts and opinions. Place them in the comment section so we can read them and learn from each other in this beautiful community that we have. All right, if you guys would like to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different readings. I also have a mediumship reading if you guys are interested. I create salves and room and body sprays, and I have a shop that I'm co-owner with James over at Light of Riga, and it's called Desert Cauldron. You can find us over on Etsy, Desert Cauldron, all one word. And then you can find us on the Instagrams at desert.cauldron. I have all types of witchy tools for you magical practitioners of all backgrounds. So we try to make the tools universal and accessible for everyone. These tools are unique, and a lot of them are handmade either by someone else or us. So definitely check us out. And that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.